Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Buick Enclave. This is the Sport Touring. It's also finished off in a new color for 2026. This is called Stone Metallic, and with options, MSRP is just over $62,000. Now this is powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic, pumps out 328 horsepower, 326 pound-feet of torque. It's all-wheel drive, weighs in around 4,700 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in just shy of 7 seconds with a top speed of 130 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 19.4 gallons. You'll expect to see 20 miles per gallon in the city and 24 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 120.9 inches. Its overall length is 207.6. It has a width of 79.6, a height of 71, and its ground clearance measures in at 7 inches. Now for this Sport Touring, this also features a sport tuned suspension as well. And as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice there's a lot of gloss black. This model also gets a forward camera. You'll notice the ST badge. There's also a sensor for distance pacing and even Super Cruise, which is an option for this model. And there's all the parking sensors. You'll notice a split design too for the headlights and high beams, and then DRLs and turn signals are in the upper housing. There's also the Buick badge, of course, right in the middle, and then some smooth lines coming down the hood to give it a really nice, distinctive front end design. Now that gloss black from the lower bumper works its way to the fender flares and the side skirts. This also has a two-tone design for those wheels. You'll notice more gloss black for the power folding side mirrors where there's a camera and a turn signal. It's on all of the window trim, it's on the roof racks, and this model has a full moonroof up top. As we take a step back for this 3-row SUV, really nice proportions and great lines flowing down the side. And then that leads our way to the back where there's some more gloss black accents. There's also the third brake light, a camera up top too for the digital rear view mirror. There's the wiper blade, LEDs for all of the lighting, and then a backup camera, parking sensors. And this model here has the factory tow hitch, so it is capable of towing up to 5,000 pounds. And you'll notice the dual exhaust on both sides within the gloss black. Now this does have remote start, so if you lock the vehicle, double tap this button on the lower left, you can quickly start this up, and then you will hold on that button in order to shut it off. And then you also can double tap the right button to open up the lift gate, or you can use the release underneath as it is power operating. Now for this 3-row family SUV, you have quite a lot of space with the third row down, as you would expect. Underneath the floor, you even have this storage bin where you can place additional items as needed. There's also some tie-down hooks, an area you can place the cover, so you do have to have the third row down in order to do that. And then on this passenger side, you can raise up the third row very quickly. You can also lower them too. And then you have the controls to fold down the second row. So those are going to be manual to put back up, but you can at least fold them flat, fold the third row flat, and place in items as needed. Now you'll notice with the third row up, look at how deep that compartment is. So you can have this packed full of people and still have tons of space for all of your items. So very nicely packaged for this smaller 3-row. Now you'll notice too, there's this chrome button on all the door handles. So you can push on that to lock the vehicle and then push on it to unlock the vehicle from all 4 doors. Now this model is also equipped with Bose audio. You'll notice storage down below. There's a window control and some nice trim accents along with all the soft touch leather. Now this model also features the captain's chairs. You'll notice ST is in the headrest there with all the white piping and stitching. These seats move forwards and backwards to accommodate leg space in the front or the back, of course. You can recline and incline, and then there's one control here that will release the seat and you can push it forwards, allowing you to gain access to the third row. You have that same control in the back, so that way your third row passengers can use that as needed. Now once in back, there's auxiliaries and cup holders. You have plenty of space depending on how that second row is adjusted. And at 5'10", I have about 2 inches or so of headroom. My knees are a little bit higher than the base of the seat, but I could ride around. This is actually pretty spacious for its smaller size. You have the large windows too, and then some vents up top. So honestly, not that bad if I had to be back here, but of course, it is going to be better for smaller kids when needed. Now you also have a grab handle for the second row, and then you'll notice there's storage pockets. You have cup holders along with your fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go. There's auxiliaries and then more storage down below. And then I have about the same amount of headroom, but you can recline these seats and you have adjustable armrests too. So you can be nice and comfortable in the second row. You could also walk through the middle, or you can use that for additional storage space as needed. And then you have your vents and dome lights on both sides, as this has the full moonroof like I mentioned earlier. Now up front, you'll notice there's memory seating adjustments, lock and unlock, side mirror controls, window adjustments, the liftgate release, and then more storage down below. Buick is also an illumination for the door sill, and then this has automatic seats with the ST badge up top. And it's a pretty low vehicle, so it's easy to enter and exit. And as we turn this on, you'll notice that we have the leather wrapped steering wheel. This has Super Cruise, so you'll notice the illumination at the top there. And then this also has paddle shifters and then volume and tuning. So it still retains those adjustments on both sides. On the left side, all the cruise control settings with distance pacing, voice commands, there's a low range gear, and then you can activate Super Cruise. On the right side, you have Bluetooth and voice commands. There's also shortcuts to your music, heated steering wheel, and then you have this control here to go through the digital gauge cluster. So you can actually change the background there, just depending on what you would like to see. So you have those 3 different settings, and you can even get into your radio favorites there. The rest of it is fixed, so you can at least go through those as needed. Now on the left side, there's the e-brake, and there's also different driving modes as well. So you can go through those within the infotainment system. There's sport, touring, snow and ice, even an off-road setting, and then tow and haul. So just depending on what you are doing for the day and the throttle response that you need. Now, you can also go between 2-wheel drive by default, so this is front-wheel drive, or you can have all-wheel drive activated. There's auto hold, along with your engine start-stop, and then a dimmer switch for the gauges. You'll notice there's one air vent, and then on the left side of the screen, you can actually get into your head-up display brightness, turning that on and off as well. So you can quickly do that and go through your miles per hour. You can look at the speed limit along with some of the cruise control settings. Now for the rest of the infotainment system, you have a lot to go through. So on the left side, you can push on home, and this is where you can get into multiple icons. This does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can get into vehicle status, even some trailering information when you have one hooked up. There's ambient lighting, even the auto park assist, which is basically your parallel parking features. You can get into your phone, along with several controls here to get into as needed. Now you'll notice in the lower section, there are some fixed controls like the headlights, your automatic high beams, and lane keeping assist. So that way you can always get into those. Now you can also get into the split view. You can pull up some more of those safety controls like I mentioned. There's also music. You can get into your maps, and then phone when that is paired. Now in the lower section, you'll notice this is all of the climates. So you can quickly push on one. You can get into your fan speed along with where you'd like the air to go. You can get into the heated seats, and then there's even the temperatures that you can quickly activate. Now underneath that, there are some physical controls. So there's fan speed, temperature, some defrosters, along with turning this on and off. Now there's some air vents underneath that, along with some auxiliaries. You have wireless charging to the right, volume on the left side, a little bit of storage behind that, along with cup holders, and then additional storage space in the lower section with another auxiliary. Now there's also plenty of storage in the armrest, along within the glove box. And then up top, like I mentioned earlier, this has that digital rear view mirror, so you can use that as needed and go through a few settings on that right side. Now there's also adjustments for the sunshade and sunroof, sunglass holder. You have some OnStar controls along with dome lights. And then here's a look at visibility. For it being a 3-row SUV, you have quite a lot of glass in both directions. So it's been super easy to see all around these last couple days of driving it. And then with the stock on the right side, simply pull it towards you, push it up, and that is for reverse. So we can bring up the camera system where you have a few different angles, just depending on what you need to see. When you pull it towards you and down, that's how you can go into drive. So now you can pull up the forward angle. And of course you can toggle between both of them depending on where you need to see. And then park's located on the end of the stock. So setting off behind the wheel now for the Buick Enclave. This is a really nice 3-row SUV. I just had the Chevy Traverse a few weeks ago, and this is very identical in terms of the tech features that are available to that model. But this is great to drive. It is very comfortable. You have a good bit of power too. I like for this 4-cylinder over 300 is definitely adequate for the weight of this vehicle, and it drives very, very nice. I've put quite a lot of miles on this over the week that I've had it. It can also tow very nicely with a few thousand pounds, and it's definitely a great commuter vehicle, and one that if you have a lot of people, you have plenty of space, even for all of your luggage too. So if you're not looking for a large 3-row SUV. This is honestly very impressive for its smaller sizing. And you also have the paddle shifters here. If you want a little bit of sporty performance to this, we can go down to second gear. Here we go. In sport mode, the paddles aren't quite as responsive as you would think, but they are there if you need to use them, especially if you have some weight on the back. Maybe you're going off the pavement, you want to hold the gear, something like that. The L is for low range, so realistically you can use it for those slower speed situations, and if you want to, you can use them when you get up to speed. Now, as far as the driver's seat goes, up front at 5'10", I have about 5 inches or so of headroom, and this is a height adjustable seat. So you can go a little bit lower than where I had it there, just depending on your height, of course. You can be pretty tall and fit in this vehicle very comfortably. Now, this also handles very well. For the week that I've been driving it, it's super composed feeling on some of the back roads that I've been on. As you would expect for going at normal rates of speed, it handles well for its weight. It's pretty low for a 3-row SUV as well. So it has a lower center of gravity with the lower roof line, and it's just a good commuting vehicle. I really don't have any complaints with it. I will say with the Super Cruise, I was able to test that out on the highway, and it does very well. Now it only activates at certain times. So at a certain speed limit, when it detects that the road is capable of having Super Cruise, on a back road like this, you can just do normal cruise control. So Super Cruise, as you would expect, is for something out on the highway for those longer distances and traveling. There was one spot where the road didn't end, but the lanes merged and it didn't realize that I was still on the highway and it deactivated Super Cruise. When it does that, it immediately starts slowing the vehicle down. So you have to obviously take over and of course be paying attention, obviously, but in some of those situations, it doesn't recognize some of the roads. So it's obviously something that you need to be paying attention to if you have that activated. But when it is activated, it works very nicely. It's definitely a cool feature to have if you're on those longer road trips. And with this Traverse, when it was delivered to my house, it had over 600 miles on the range. So very impressive. So still in sport mode without using the paddle shifters. Here we go. And we're up to speed. I'd say it's definitely an adequate amount of power for this type of vehicle. You can get up and get onto the highway, merge, do things like that as needed, and have some confidence that this will get up and move. So again, I think it's adequate for this type of SUV. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Enclave. You have several trim levels, of course, to go with, just depending on your budget and what you would like to spend. I think this one is definitely very nicely optioned, and it's just a nice place to be. Now, this does have a manual adjustment for the steering wheel, but you can, of course, move that as needed to get a little bit more comfortable. And like I mentioned earlier, even going around turns like this, it's very composed feeling for an SUV like this. You have good armrests on both sides too, and just a comfortable place to be. For the miles that I have put on this, it's definitely a great point A to point B vehicle to transport people, additional items, use it for towing as needed, and you just have a really nice vehicle to rack up the miles and enjoy daily driving. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Buick Enclave. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.